Hello everybody, this is Kai, and this is Kai Likes Linux. Today I want to talk about distro developers, in this specific case Ubuntu Studio, and also people who are begging for help from the developers of the specific distros. Not only do I side with the developers in this particular case, I want to make that absolutely clear, but there's also a couple more points I need to make clear. So, distro developers do not owe you anything. I was really annoyed when I found out that Ubuntu Studio was having people have help, continuously ask the developers for help and not go to the community that the developers support. And that irritates me. Because as a distro developer, as a software developer myself, it easily causes burnout. And I mean, I've seen this a lot consistently with even people asking me instead of asking me for help with my software. Some of my software that I'm at least a little bit more popular, like that have a little bit more popularity to them, whether or not it's me directly or me being a developer of it, which is usually just me being a developer. And, well, I mean, you could argue that the developers should help those in need with their software, but you could also kill children. Doesn't mean it's the right thing to do. It's a possibility, but it's not a good thing to argue. Because I recently saw on the Ubuntu Studio website the article that said, "What is support?" in quotes. And I read it, and it really annoys me that people think they're entitled, at least to the developers, that the developers owe them help, even though the developers are just there to kind of work on the stuff and ship it out. It's not always their job to actually help you with the product. It's especially when it's a free product. And when it's a free product like a Linux distro, that's when it really gets under my skin. Let's put it into an example, because I really want to put this example in. Let's say you're an open source developer with thousands of people using the product, let's say 17,000, and of those 17,000, 4,000 need help with something. You do not make any money on the product, no one pays money to get it, and the donations are barely enough to keep up everything plus your ability to work on it continuously. That still doesn't mean you owe them anything, even though they're paying for stuff. It's donations. Those are people who are... When you donate, I really want to make this clear real quick. When you donate, you should not be expecting a single thing back from the developer. You are giving them your money because you like their product. It doesn't give you entitlement to control them, control the product, or get direct help. That's not how it works. So you have 5 people working on the product, okay? Back to the example. 5 people working on your product, and then you. So just 6 people total. Would you help 4,000 people with just 6 people on your team? Of course not. That's fucking stupid. That is abysmally stupid, because that you would burn out faster than a candle at the bottom of the ocean. That's why community help is so vital to projects like Ubuntu Studio, Ubuntu, Kubuntu, Zubuntu, heck, even my own project, Ubuntu Lumina. It's a thing where you have to say, hey, would this actually make sense to help hundreds, even thousands of people with 1, 2, maybe at most 10 people? That would burn everyone on the team out to the point where, things are killed. Projects can die from this. Even Ubuntu Studio, in that same article I mentioned earlier, said this, it's saying Ubuntu Studio would die if they had to keep this kind of workflow up. It's not okay to consider them as people who should just help you because they're the developers. Not how this works. They don't have the obligation to help you. They have the obligation to ship out the product and build the product and make a quality product. That's their obligation, is to make the product full of quality, useful, and usable, and not to discriminate on their users. That's what they owe. Just please be courteous to developers like this, because they're working as volunteers most often. A lot of these people, a lot of open source developers don't get paid a dime for their work, and that's why it really annoys me that people are like, oh, I need the developers, please, I need help, I need the developers. And when the community comes, I've seen people say, no, I don't think the community can help with this problem, I need the developers, even though the community knows more than the developers do sometimes. Because the developers don't know half the problems, the developers are just actively trying to make sure they're trying to listen. But when they have hundreds of people just popping up saying, hey, can you help me? Hey, can you help me? Hey, I need help. That kind of burns them out and puts them at the point of like, well, what's the point of this? It becomes unfun and not worthwhile for them, so that would kill the project. They would just shut it down saying, yeah, no, we can't handle this. It's too many people asking for help from us. And if we don't help them, they're not going to get help, and then who knows what will happen next from that. Most likely not something good. So please, next time you see an issue with your distribution that can be solved with the community, do your best to go to the community. If it's something that the community cannot help with, then you might turn to the developers. If they can't help you, then, well, sorry, tough shit.